Why should people choose you? Alex Brackey here. I'm sitting here actually a few minutes early for an appointment, so figured I would give you just a tidbit here. One of the things I'm a big proponent of when new real estate agents come into the industry, I like to talk to them about finding what their value proposition is. Now, this isn't just for real estate. This is for all businesses. It doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. Your business needs to have a value proposition, because the question you're answering is, why should people choose you? Very rarely is there a business that comes up where you're the only one in the world that does that thing. The question becomes, especially in real estate, when there's 25, 30,000 competitors in your immediate market area, why should people choose you? What is it about you that makes you special, that makes you the obvious choice for clients to pick? The way that we go about doing this, the easiest sort of method, if you will, you come up and you say, you know how, state a problem in the industry. Well, we state your solution. It sounds pretty easy, and honestly, it kind of is. The hardest part is identifying what is it that separates you. A lot of real estate agents like to talk about the fact that they provide good service or they are good at negotiating. That's not trackable. It's not measurable, right? I mean, there's nothing that prevents anybody else, the other 25,000 competitors, from saying the exact same thing. The value proposition you give has to be something that's tangible, measurable, right? Like, if you're great at negotiating, that's fine. That may be true, but you got to be able to back it up somehow. Hey, we are the only ones in the area that are successful at selling homes for 110% of list price, or whatever it is, right? Just to make the claim that you're good at negotiating, or that you give good service, like, that's unique. You've got to give something better than that. Like, for instance, I'll tell you what one of our value propositions is. When I was a police officer, I did a lot of work with drugs and things like that. And there were a lot of folks out there that would have loved to learn where I laid my head at night, or better yet, I'm a bit of a harder target, right? They would have loved to know where my wife and kids slept while I was at work. Just sort of a fact of life when you're a cop and you do a lot of work with drugs. That was a problem when I went to buy a house, because my name and home address were going to be tied together in land records forever. Searchable on the internet by anybody who wanted to find out. Using the same method I just told you, you know how when you buy a house, your name and home address are tied together in land records forever. And for some folks in the professions they work in, that can be a big safety issue. We came up with the only program in the nation that helps folks buy homes with some level of anonymity. We call it Homes for Cops. When we help you buy the home using this program, it's not your name that goes into the tax records that can be searchable by anybody who wants to find out where your wife and kids sleep while you're at work. That's a value proposition, right? If a buyer is interested in a program like that, there is no one else to go to. The other 25,000 competitors I have in my market, that's not something that they're familiar with doing. We have the program, we have the systems, we have the support and the track record at getting that done, and we are the only ones in town that do it. Valor Group says right there, boom. For the folks that we serve, a lot of military, a lot of law enforcement, etc., that's a big value proposition, and that's who we work a lot with. So guys, if you're in business, if you're in real estate, giving good service, that's not good enough. You're going to have to do a hell of a lot better than that, and I would encourage you to come up with a really strong value proposition, or better yet, multiple of them. And so long as you do that, you're very likely to have success. If you don't, you may struggle. It's going to be a little bit more of a struggle to get going. Guys, if you ever have questions, never hesitate to reach out. Alex Brackey with the Valor Group, 571-393-1082. Thanks so much.